Hey everybody, it's your boy, the P to the A. And today I'm going to show you how to open up a clam the proper and safe way. And I'm going to show you how to eat it raw. Let's go. So we're going to go from this to this without using this. So here we have our clams, and this specific clam is called a quahog. And we're going to go ahead and show you how to open this. So let's go. So the first thing you want to do before opening these is wash them really well to get rid of any loose sand or seaweed. Once they're nice and clean like we have here, we're going to go ahead and proceed to open them up. So here we have various sizes of the quahogs, and depending on the size, they're called different names. So we have little neck, top necks, cherry stones, and then the big ones are just called quahogs. Now in order to open these, you're going to need a clam knife like I have here, or a knife with a really flexible thin blade. I do have the link to these knives that I use here, and I've used these knives many times, as you can see here by the blade. So I've opened up many quahogs with these knives and they work beautifully. So I do have the links. If you want to check it out, it'll be in the description. So as I was saying, these clams have different names depending on the size. This one is a cherry stone, this little one here is a top neck, and the smaller they are, the more preferred they are. And as you can see here, this top neck is $1.25 on the half shell, so they can get a little expensive if you're buying them by the dozen. It's not uncommon to see these anywhere from $1.25 to $3 depending on the restaurant and the location. Alright, so the first thing you should be doing is getting a cloth like this, like a face cloth or a kitchen cloth, and this is going to help you open these and make your life much easier. So what I do with the cloth is I actually wet it down a little bit, and then you can see how I'm placing the quahog in my hand. You're seeing the hinge towards my fingers and then the sharper edge towards the palm of my hand, and that's exactly how I'm putting it on this cloth here. You want to make sure that the quahog is firmly in your hand, and we're going to open it from the back, from the hinge part. It might be tempting to open this from the front of the clam where you see a small opening, but don't do it. You want to go ahead and open this quahog from the back, from the hinge part. Once the quahog is firmly in your hand, you want to go ahead and put the knife to the hinge, and with your fingers press up against the knife and wiggle the knife as you go through the hinge. That will split the hinge, cut the muscles, and you'll end up with two pieces or the half shell. I will show you again how to open it, but right now, once it's opened, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and loosen all that meat, all that muscle, and just want to go ahead and take that knife and go around the muscle, go around the whole clam until it's loose. And then once you see that it's loose, if you see any shells or anything that shouldn't be there like I'm doing here, just go ahead and remove it. And you can see where I'm getting those muscles, and basically go ahead and just loosen the clam from the shell so it's easy to eat. I'll show you again how I open this quahog. Basically place the cloth in my hand like I did here, and I have moistened the cloth so it's easy to grab the clamshell. I'm going to go ahead and put the sharp edge against my palm, and then the hinge is going to be where my fingers are. I take the blade, put it up against the hinge, and with my fingers here, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and press against the blade. So now it's in there, in the clamshell on the hinge, and then I'll just go ahead and wiggle it with my hand and press it in with my fingers at the same time, and go ahead and just slice it through. And it really is that simple. If you use a cloth or a glove, you can do this, and this is a safe way of doing it. And again, once you go ahead and have the two halves, go ahead and go through it. Make sure you loosen up all that muscle and get rid of anything that shouldn't be there. Like sometimes you have clamshells and you want to remove that before you eat it. And again, here we can see that these are all quahogs, and the difference between the names is the size. Little neck, top necks, cherry stones, and anything bigger than that is just called a quahog. I'm going to go ahead and open this again without the cloth, without a glove, so you can see how I do it, and where I'm placing my fingers basically on that blade, and I'm pressing in the blade into the hinge with my fingers and wiggling the knife with my hand. And I'm going to go ahead and go through the shell, cutting all those muscles and loosening the two halves. It really is that simple if you do it the proper and the safe way, and you get it from the back, from the hinge side, and not from the front. It's easy to do, and you eat everything on this quahog here, even that black part, what you see there, everything is good. The only thing you remove is any little bits of shells, or if you see sand grains or whatever, you want to go ahead and get rid of that. Everything else is edible and delicious. And here we can see the various quahogs that I opened up. And we're going to enjoy this the very simple way. It's going to be raw. We're going to go ahead and put a little lime juice on all of these. And then what I'm going to use is a little bit of hot sauce. Now I'm using hot sauce, but you can use cocktail sauce or just enjoy them plain and raw, and it's delicious as well. But here in New England, we usually serve them with either lemons, limes, whatever it's available, hot sauce, or cocktail sauce. It's your preference. But this is how you open up a clam or a quahog, and this is how you enjoy them. It's really easy to do, and it's delicious. So make sure you don't open it here. A lot of people I see, they try to open it here because it seems like the most logical thing to do. But this is a sure way for you to lose a finger or hurt yourself. You gotta go here on the hinge. And then you gotta go ahead and put the knife here. Make sure it's a nice flexible knife. Nice and thin. Go ahead and put it on the hinge. And then use your fingers to wiggle it in there. You can hear that cracking. And there you have it. You separate the muscles with the hinges where it holds it together. And this is the proper way to do it. Not this way. You have to go on the back here. I hope you have enjoyed this video and it has helped you to open up a quahog and you enjoy it. This is your boy, the P to the A. We'll see you on the next one.